I'm going to recap the Week 4 game versus the Rams. Quick rundown of the bigger moments from the Rams game. I went into this and, if you've watched or listened to last week's episode, I was very down on the Giants considering the effort they put forth against the just crippled 49ers. I mean, they backups all across the board and we got blown out of the water eventually. But I thought, my God, the Rams with all their key pieces intact should be able to tear us apart. And I was wrong. The line was something like 11.5, 12, and we only lost by 8. Chance to tie it in the last minute of the game. Can't ask for more than that. I mean, you can because I'm greedy, but the fact that we were able to trade punches and stick with it and stick towards, I think this was probably more in line with the Bears game, in that we got off to a very rough start, but then came along in the second half. That first opening drive of the Rams, Gerald Everett's 2-yard rushing touchdown was the third opening drive touchdown of the Rams this season, tied for the most in the NFL. And it was basically just featured all running backs and tight ends. Henderson and Brown, the running backs, and then Higbee and Everett, the tight ends, which would explain why Devonta Downs started and then was replaced by Tate Crowder, because you cannot allow that to happen. So it looks like Devonta Downs probably not going to be a starter much longer. Tate Crowder kind of held his own. We get a huge turnover on the next defensive series that got us the ball at the Rams 34, but only came in with a field goal. It's instances like that, and I think this has been a problem for the Giants for a long time, where you get a turnover in enemy territory, and getting 3 points that's a loss in my book. Yeah, it's good to get the points on the board, but you have got to turn that into more. And we just have not been able to do that for a long time, but especially this year. If false starts were a killer, we had a bunch of false starts. I mean, there was one where it was like already 3rd and 22, so who cares? But there were, I think, 2 or 3 inside LA territory that really killed the momentum of very promising drives that looked like they would score. Jason Garrett continues to exclusively run the ball on first down, which is a killer because it's expected, and why not mix in a little play action on first down? I don't know. Maybe mix in a play action and throw to the running back short. Something that is going to get us more than a yard in a cloud of dust. Seeing some drop passes still from a bunch of receivers who probably shouldn't be dropping passes. We're also seeing a lot of passes for negative yards. So I don't know, this trend of let's throw the ball at or behind the line of scrimmage when they're not. Why? It's not getting us anywhere. And I don't know if that's on the execution or the play calling, the scheme or whatever, but can't keep doing that. So the first quarter was a mess. And I was like, other than that big turnover that our defense got, our offense just looked completely inept, more punts than yards, that kind of thing. Second quarter, LA came out with a 15-play drive that ended in a field goal, so I consider that a win for our defense. But then we responded with a 13-play drive that ended in a field goal. And I think, and this was towards the end of the second quarter, the end of the first half, so I think that was a kind of drive where if we had more time, it felt like we were on pace to score a touchdown. But because time had been running out, we had to kick the field goal on second down or third down or something like that. But that was when we were really gaining our momentum and were able to get back into the swing of things. The run game had picked up. We started to use Golden Tate more effectively. And so we go into half 10-6. Not bad. Not bad at all. Third quarter starts, we almost get that amazing interception from Tate Crowder that's overturned. Who knows where the game turns out if we end up picking that up and he's able to hold on. What's it going to take for Jason Garrett to realize that crossing routes are our friend and that going left to right is our friend? It gives our guys a chance to move the ball after the catch instead of let's just have 4 wideouts, 4 targets, run straight down the field, stop and turn around. I don't know what that does for anyone. There was one play, I think it was in the first half, where, Jones drops back to pass. I think it might have been a tight end screen, but no receivers went out into the pattern. So it was like, was it supposed to be a run? Was it an RPO? What the hell? Let's get on the same page. So, and again, I think this points to just, I don't know, maybe not having a full training camp, not having a full preseason. These are the kind of things that I think might have been worked out earlier on had things been normal. 3rd and 6 from the LA 43. That's an opportunity for us to really swing things more into our favor, and we weren't able to convert it. But yet we're like pretty good on 4th down conversions. I think we have a higher 4th down conversion rate than we do 3rd down. There's another 3rd and 4 at the LA 9. Gotta have that. Absolutely gotta have that. There was a 3rd and 3 at the LA 47. Gotta have that. I think that anything 3rd and 7 or less inside opponent territory, you gotta drop your best play and convert, because that's just you've seen it happen to us where we're, that's, the opposing offense is on a long drive, double-digit plays, and 3rd and something inside our territory need to stop, and we don't. And then that's usually when the walls cave in and the other team scores. The next drive, we started off with all Devonta Freeman, and we moved the ball. So it's like we actually know how to use Devonta Freeman. And then 4th and 11 from the LA 31. We went for it instead of kicking a field goal, and I think, it only would have made the game 17-12. Or was this before or after? Yeah, this was after. So before the Devonta Freeman drive, LA starts at their own 9, which, you got to figure, all right, we've got them pinned. This is where defense needs to really clamp down and stop them. And then we'll get the ball in great position to, make it easier for us to score. And instead, 3rd and 3, we bring the blitz, and no one picks up Cooper Kupp, and he goes 55 yards for a touchdown. Just one play. It legitimately is just one play. 1 to 2 plays a game that have cost us, and that was the big one. I don't know who was supposed to be in coverage. I think it might have been Adrian Colbert, but I think he ended up getting hurt too. But Cooper Kupp was held in check for most of this game, other than that one play. You take away this one big gain for a touchdown, he didn't really hurt us that much. But that's all it takes, especially in a tight one, low-scoring affair. So Rams are up 17-9. 4th and 11 from the LA 31. We went for it instead of kicking the field goal. You kick the field goal there, you're only down by 5. It's 17-12. But you reduce the amount of pressure on your team to score the touchdown and get the 2-point conversion. Now you can feel good knowing you just need the touchdown. And the extra point should be a gimme, but even if you don't get the extra point, you're still up by 1. So I would not have gone for it on 4th and 11. Knowing our success rate on 3rd and long, and knowing that we don't convert on 4th and long, let's get the field goal. And let's have our defense have another crack at it, because the defense had a fair amount of success against a very high-powered LA Rams offense. Then we had the last drive, of course. Huge pass to Slayton with LA tried to run out the time. We get it back because we saved our timeouts, which is another key facet, benefit pro of having Joe Judge, is that he actually saves his timeouts. He doesn't waste his timeouts like Shermer. So we get the ball back with a decent amount of time. Jones hits Slayton on a beautiful pass, crossing route. Goes for 33. Jones scrambles for big yards. He's avoiding sacks. Just a magician evading the rush. 2nd and 5 at the LA 18 with less than a minute to play. Jones escapes the rush, and he makes a throw to the right near sideline to Damian Ratley towards the sideline, and the cornerback for the Rams dives and intercepts the ball. Could he have made a better throw? Absolutely. Should have been more to the outside shoulder. Should have been in a place where only Ratley can catch it. You take a still photograph, a screenshot, an image of the moment before he releases the ball, and there's a bunch of real estate in front of him, and he has Dion Lewis back to the left. In real time, did he see that? No. In another year's time, will he see that? Maybe. I'm confident he will. It's experiences like this that he can learn from and get better from. So I'm not going to knock Jones for that throw. I think it's not a bad decision. Was it the best decision? No, but it wasn't a bad decision. It was just a throw that could have been better. And let's be honest, that was an amazing play by the D-back. I don't know that many cornerbacks make that play and make the interception. So you got to give credit to the Rams defense. But to me, to watch that play and say Daniel Jones isn't the guy. Okay. I mean, the fact that we were even in that position was largely due to Daniel Jones. So I don't know that he was getting like a ton of help from his playmakers.